Hello all, and welcome to today's Dashcam Diary of a Disabled. I just wanted to show you what it all takes for me to leave the house. So here we go. Looking inside the FJ, I'm trying to cool it down with my AC. I got my big old butt cushion to help me stay as aligned as possible. I really should have my seat a little bit more forward. I bring in my cooler beverages. I take this everywhere I go, no matter how long I'm out for the day. I bring multiple waters with me throughout the day so I can stay hydrated, because I lose my hydration really fast compared to normal. Current projects, my paperwork. I got my paperwork with me since I'm headed to the VA to go get a new picture ID. And then I have some returns to make. So I had to bring a stupid purse today, backpack thing, and I have the right receipt now to take back those beads that I don't need. Oh my gosh, look how hot it looks. At what time? 1:33, 1:03. Repeating numbers. So here I am getting ready to take off for the VA, the ones that gave me medical PTSD to begin with, and I just want to make sure I look fabulous for it. So I got to get a new ID today. So I love this dress so much. Even though I wore it yesterday, I did a quick rinse and washed it, and I love it for my picture today. Then I actually did my makeup. I brushed my hair too. So I'm ready for my picture for my VA ID. I take pictures and photography very seriously. I always want to make sure I look good for my IDs. So now that I look fabulous, I'm headed to the VA with a positive attitude and a eat nuts bracelet. I may or may not give to the guy taking the picture. If it's the same guy as like forever ago and he's like still stuck in that job, he allowed me to have some fantastic hats in my previous pictures, but I don't know, policies have changed, and this was a long time ago when I first got out in like 2011. So I doubt it's the same guy, but the people that are in the VA like to stay in the VA because they love the security of the guaranteed paycheck contract with the government. Government jobs are the best. I mean, as much as I don't like our government, and I know how the government works, and I still wanted to work for them even after I got my forestry degree. I couldn't do the minimum requirements. I had to do a certain amount of summers as a seasonal temp, and I finally started getting something going with Washington State Parks though, which was awesome. But then I got all my diagnoses right around that time, and I had to have spinal cord surgery just like I do again now. And it's a long process, and it's going to take a while for me to work up through this process to get this going again. I mean, the last time it only took me like, I believe I tethered in the military. If not, I was born that way, and the military finally bulged those discs, and as soon as I get new bulging discs, it puts too much pressure on my spinal cord in the wrong spots. So I'm not able to use the gas. I think the bulging discs is what the problem is. It makes it so my spinal cord attaches elsewhere in the body to gain some stability, because it's like, what the F is this? And I think that's exactly when I tethered, or really got symptomatic from my tether. I may have been tethered before, but I think with a bulging disc, my body likes to overcompensate for things with the EDS,
And so then it like stabilizes in other ways by sticking to the wrong spots. I mean, I've heard it from doctors. I've heard it from the mouths of doctors that EDS, your insides are just stickier. So, I mean, it's kind of gross to think about my insides, but my insides are stickier than normal, I guess. And I think I have proof of it with my tethered cord. I don't become symptomatic until I bulge discs. And then there's no reason why I have too much tension on my spinal cord unless it's the bulges. And the doctors always say it's not the bulges. And I can tend to agree. I think it's just too much tension on my spinal cord elsewhere. And the bulges are just adding to the symptoms. They're not the root cause of the pain, though. The root cause is that my spinal cord tried to adapt and it attached in the wrong spot. Where, I can't tell you. I just know that it's attached somewhere. So anyways, got all off topic there. Today is a great day though. Even though I have some major pain, I have some upper ribs out right now. I felt it a little bit this morning. I felt it kind of slipping over the last day or two, and I finally just got stuck in the wrong position while I slept. This was bound to happen. I mean, at least it didn't do it immediately. It slowly took the process there. But I dislike it when it gets so out of whack because it just creates so much inflammation when I have to get put back into place. And my body's like, I just adapted to where you just were, and now you want me to adapt again? My body gets tired of it. Just as much as I do. I'm stuck with this body, and this body is stuck with my decisions. So whatever I decide to do is really, my body will respond. And it will tell me if it likes something or if it doesn't. And I know immediately. I'm one of the very few people that can tell you. But it takes a lot of inner work, and oh man, it's tough. It's tough to work through chronic illness. I'm just trying to get to know another high school friend again. And if she's watching, hi. I try not to give out too much information and details with like names. But I just had a wonderful video chat this morning for the first time with a friend. I finally harassed enough into doing a video chat, but it really helps build confidence, and it helps you feel more comfortable in your own skin and with being able to be vulnerable and open up in that type of way when it's so scary, when you do, but you don't know that person and you don't know how they'll respond to if they get upset about something or if they get mad or show a type of emotion that we were discouraged from having any emotions when we grew up. So learning how to become an emotional, intelligent adult takes a lot of work. But I'm glad to help people start that path and start that journey to love yourself. Be okay with not being okay. I haven't said that phrase in a while. It's okay to not be okay. I just need to remind my girlfriends of that this weekend. I don't know how much self-esteem or self-image problems they have, but a lot of my generation and friends have a lot of those types of issues, and including myself. I started with that too. It's all our generational trauma, but we know this, so why can't we just go ahead and process that and let it go? Cry or get angry about it and just let those feelings feel, and then move on and start trying to process feelings from other things that you haven't been able to let go of yet, or accept or learn from that experience and use that knowledge going forward. Gotta pause here. Alrighty, just got gas. So, here in Oregon, we still have gas attendants. But we also have the option of self-serve at some gas stations, not all. Up until recent years, we used to get fined if we tried to pump our own gas. It was Oregon law. We were not allowed to pump our own gas. I'm so glad that they're allowed some self-serve now. So I tell you, the gas pump lines would be long as F because of these freaking not self-serve places. I've never seen huge, super long lines very often with self-serve. Always Oregon. Always like flipping forever for the freaking attendant because they have to jump and hop around from pump to pump. Not like the people behind me can tell my turn signal not working. I still haven't gotten a phone call from the guy that's supposed to do my taillights, which is good because I don't have the money to pay for it right now. I kind of hope he gets them in next week maybe, or I can schedule for next week after I get my Social Security, because I need to pay my registration for my trailer on that. Then I gotta pay that too, and then I also have an MRI copay to pay for of $175. These copays are killing me. They're killing me. Not literally. It's ridiculous. I feel for you, public. I'm spoiled with my VA healthcare. However, the VA is just not conducive for some of my healthcare. It's just not. I wished it was less complicated than that for me. I wished we had the best of the best doctors. And a lot of them do end up working for the VA because they like that money, that guaranteed income, that retirement. I mean, come on. Like, the government cannot be beat like a lot of retirement settlement retirements. Especially like my guy Dan in Florida, my old shipmate, my twin flame really. He's in Florida, and no, I did watch that Twin Flames freaking documentary, which is completely stupid, like complete BS. I mean, it just any idea you can run with and manipulate people to believe it. No, but a lot of people like to throw religious crap into it just to get people to follow, believe that they're doing it for good. I've known too many people now that have escaped religious cults. Like personally now, I know people personally that have been through that, and it's amazing to hear these stories. It blows my mind the extent of manipulation some people go through. I feel completely thrown off the wall by my friend Tammy in Minnesota. Tammy, you are an absolute goddess warrior. Like, I can't believe she's living through as much as she is. And I think she needs to have a movie about her story because it's absolutely huge. Huge. Like the things that she's done and she's part of, and she's spreading her knowledge for good. For good. It just blows my mind. Tammy, you're an absolute genius and smart person, and I wish that you only gave yourself that credit over the last 30 years. It's not your fault, though. It's not your fault. So, I don't even know why I got so sidetracked with that story. It's just at the top of my mind right now. Like, her story just blows me away. And I have to call and check on her yet today. I have to get my stuff done first. I have to do my own self-care. I have to look after me. I do have a tendency does is it bogs down the system, and that's what they love to do, is they bog down the system with too many claims, and so then you're in this perpetual cycle of waiting, and you're never going to get this process sped up. But when you do get it sped up, like what happened with me, I started off in the old system, and I refused to convert to the new system because they don't take the time to review everything. They just don't. They don't have the manpower to look over it all. They get they use one or two things, and the evaluator, I've had veteran evaluations by third parties be so biased. Like the last one I had, I walked out of that appointment. I was like, F you. For a doctor that was trying to gaslight me and not listen to what my answers were, because they weren't textbook yes or no answers, because I have a lot of complex issues that have to be taken into consideration, that plays a role in how this other thing works and why I'm getting disability for it. She was not giving me a fair trial, not the one that got me to win it in the first place, that won it, and now the VA is like trying to second guess and pull back my compensation for this condition, when I fought 10 years for that condition, won it at 12 years, and then, I won it at 10 years fighting, and then 2 years later they pulled it away and said, no, we're taking back our decision. We don't think it's the right decision. That's how I got to my 100%. No, VA, you're not going to take that away from me and put me back at freaking 90% disability and make me homeless again. No, you're not going to do that to me. I've been fighting, and I have a lawyer, and I do still need to write out my stuff. I need to write out my things, because what I think is really going to be beneficial is when I go through the VA to see the best neurosurgeon about tethered cord in New York. I'm going to have to fly across the United States for my freaking care. And it's going to be on the VA's dime. And I'm not going to pay for anything but baby food. I'm going to find all the paperwork I need. I'm going to get everything filled out. I'm going to get everything paid for. They're going to give me a government issue per diem card for temporary use. For that trip and for tickets or whatever, they are going to help me get there. And if not, then I will just try to use Mercy, Angels of Mercy flight stuff. I'll figure it out. I will find a way to travel, and I'm not going to pay for it. I'm done paying for my medical care that the VA agrees that they screwed up, and then they try and take it back to me. No. I'm not going to let that happen. So, I'm already on the docket, but I'm still like thousands of people behind for a new court judge hearing. So I'm going to have to go to a hearing for the second time. And I need to be able to tell my story. I need to tell my story and write it out all over again, and I need to have a neurosurgeon sign that story and say, yeah, I can agree that this is possible. That's all I need. And they need to be able to state that, no, this is not all congenital. I can tell you how my pain is because of that cognitive behavior therapy. The VA, if they really want, I almost felt like the VA was trying to make it so I do have to fight for myself. So I learned the VA's tricks, put them in therapy, group therapy, and then somebody like me that's on neurodivergent is really, really smart, and I pick up on patterns and I pick up on things, and so I just apply those rules that I learned in pain management to every other aspect of my life for cognitive behavior therapy. And tell you what, it does help in every aspect of life, but there's just certain things that you can do no matter what you do. You have to get the support of doctors behind you. And how do experienced, these medical professionals, me, the sick person, the injured person that has lived with this and dealt with the pain and knows what it's like every single day for like the last freaking 30 years. I know what it's like to be pain-free, and I know what it's like to be able to have controllable pain, and I know there's things that are wrong, and I know exactly what's wrong with me. And getting them to believe me is hard. It's hard to be believed. Because an EDS body is so completely bonkers that there's things that I can explain away, but doctors are like, oh, that's so far-fetched. I'm like, yeah, but you really got to think anything's possible in this world. How can you say that's not possible? How can you say it's not? If you can't give me an explanation on how this happened, and this is my explanation of how this happened, I would hope that you should freaking believe me because I have the experience in experiencing it. Whereas you, Mr. Doctor, has not. You do not know what it's like, and nobody knows what it's like until they live in that type of body. You'll never know. You can only imagine, but you'll never know. You'll never know. And I've had to accept that fact that people will never understand and know what this feels like. And I had to be okay with their judgment on it because they just don't know. I would not wish this upon them to feel it either, though. I can try my best to describe it, but every day is a different day. I love my life. I love that I'm still more mobile than others with this very same condition. You have to want it. You have to really, really want it. And it's so easy to just give up. It's easier to take that path. Give up on yourself. Not necessarily like for good, just, the best way I've heard a lot of chronic illness people describe it is they don't want to be gone forever, like gone forever. They just wish that they could just turn it off and just have nothing for just a little while, just for a little relief, just a little escape of just nothingness. And that's not to say I want to be alive every day, but it's a hard way to describe the feeling. It's, you just want that relief. You haven't felt that relief in however many years. You only could dream of that. So you try everything. You try the yoga, you try the acupuncture, you try all the homeopathic things, you try all the medicines, you try all the exercises, you do all of it, and then it just doesn't seem to get any better because you're not putting it to use every single day of your life, because that's what it takes. Every single day is a new day, and every single day you have to try and you have to work at it every single day. There is no break for it. There's no break. You can't just take a vacation from it. You can go on vacation, but it's still going to be there with you. You need to take care of yourself. Love yourself. And give yourself grace for not doing it all that you want to accomplish all in one day or all in 1 hour. It's okay to slow down, and it's okay to feel your feelings. You need to feel them. Otherwise, they're going to get trapped. Your feelings get trapped, and that's what's called PTSD. When you don't feel your feelings, you've got PTSD because you're avoiding. You are doing everything that you can so you don't ever have to feel those feelings that you've ever felt at one time. Because it's unpleasant. You don't want to feel those feelings. That's the reason you shove them down inside and you don't feel them. You put them aside. My generation was told to not have feelings, and then in the military, I'm not allowed to have feelings still. And so think about like trying to be raised as a robot, but Humans are not robots, people. We're not. I'm trying to be a robot, but they won't operate on me and give me fake parts. I wish I could get some fake parts and be a robot. Man, life would be easy if I was AI. Or a robot. Things not breaking down as much, but you have to do preventative maintenance no matter what, whether you're a robot, AI, or human. You've got to do maintenance, and you've got to do preventative maintenance. So in order to do some preventative maintenance on further PTSD, you need to feel your feelings and process everything as fast as you can, instead of numbing them however you try to numb them by distracting yourself with chores, hobbies, work, food. You know, there's so many different ways. There's 1,000 bazillions, like infinity types of coping mechanisms that people bring on themselves and learn how to just cope. But a lot of the thing is, people are not coping. That's what the problem is. You're not coping. You're just shoving it down inside and not speaking your truth. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to others when you don't feel your feelings. But why are you lying to yourself and others? That's the other question. Why? Why not just accept what happened, learn from that experience, and not necessarily just so you can try and avoid that, so you avoid anything that has anything to do with it that reminds you of that thing that happened. But that's what creates so much anxiety, social anxiety, because people hurt people. But you see, it's hurt people that hurt other people. And it's healers that heal other people. I'm trying to be a healer. I want to teach you how to be a healer too. That's why I'm trying to inspire this. Let's all be healers and heal each other and lift each other up. Stop tearing each other down. Stop judging others. Honestly, it's none of your darn business to judge. Only the higher power, if you believe in that, is the one to judge. I don't even like judges in the judicial system, honestly. I would never want that job. No. So unless you would ever want to have that type of responsibility of sentencing somebody to life or death, based on one's actions, then go be a judge, man. If that's what you like to do, if you like to judge others, go be a judge. Go put that responsibility in your hands. I guarantee you're going to have some problems with that, and maybe some PTSD from that type of job because you made the wrong decision potentially. And then you second guess yourself, and then you kind of just lose who you are. So, I don't know. I just try to be a little insightful today, guys. And inspirational. I'm trying to also keep my own VA anxiety down because I have such major medical PTSD from this clinic itself. So I'm making myself go to that place that gave me PTSD with the VA medical care I received. You know, I told my friend today, I got told that I was stupid to my face from my freaking VA doctor. She was just mad because she didn't authorize me to get that surgery and go to that specialist. I had to go behind her back and go get authorization from an ER doctor instead because she refused to help me. And that's complete BS. Utter, complete BS. But I had to do that. I had to go to an ER doctor to get help. And then it took me like 6 months in order to get it approved because they don't authorize community care without the VA signature, VA doctor's signature. So they could have an independent doctor sign off on it though. I found that out at that point in time. And so I was able to get that through the VA. Whoa, I have not been here. Wow. There's a lot of construction this way. Oh my goodness, why? Oh no. Oh no. I need to go that way. Where's the flippin' detour? How do I get to the VA? What a crock of BS. Unless I came part in. No, it's gotta be straight. It's gotta be straight. Oh, I don't know. He's got the green light. I just don't know how to use this traffic signal because it's not fully functional. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to get to the VA clinic now. What the F are they doing to this road? They're expanding it. Answer my own question. I just need to park here, I guess. I'm so flippin' mad. Now I've got a green light. Get out of my way, truck. It's actually legal for me to go straight now. Oh my gosh, how do I get around? How do I get around? I think it's a one-way street the other direction.